Hello everyone and welcome back to Vlogmas. So as you can probably already tell from the title of this video, this is going to be a Christmassy office tour. Now admittedly my office isn't massively Christmassy. Contrary to what the video is actually called, I haven't got a Christmas tree or anything exciting like that, but it does have a few fairy lights and I've been wanting to do an office tour for ages, ever since I got it finished a few months ago. So I thought this was quite a good opportunity to showcase it to you, to show you what I've done, what bits I've changed, because you've probably seen bits and bobs on my vlogs, on my weekly vlogs and on my Vlogmas, but I really am proud of it. I'm not massively into my interiors. I do find it quite difficult to match colours and find what works together, but this is the one room in the house that I do spend a lot of time in. So I really wanted to get it right. I wanted to make it really cozy, really homely, and I'm really proud of it. So I wanted to show it to you guys. My new tripod today, which is very exciting, so I'm going to try and show you as much of the room as possible, but I'll also be doing cutaways as well so you can see what I'm talking about in more detail. But as you can see behind me just here, one of the things that I felt has really pulled the room together is this Prada print by Desenio. So as I'm sure you probably already know, Desenio is a big website where you can order prints, frames. It is really great if you're looking for something quite quirky but also really affordable. Now this actually has a story behind it, because if you are a Gossip Girl fan like I am, then you will have probably seen Serena's, I think it was her parents actually, their apartment in the Empire Hotel, and they had this amazing massive Prada print in their living room. Ever since I saw that episode, well all of them together, ever since I watched Gossip Girl from when I was about 14, I have wanted a Prada print, the exact same one, in my house. And so this is a very exciting addition to the room. I absolutely love it. I think it pulls the room together, it makes it look really elegant, really classy, and it's one of those iconic prints that I think everybody recognises. And so I'm really excited and pleased to have it in my office. So the other little furniture bits in this room include this big long storage unit, which we've actually connected with a desk to fill the entire length of the room. So this is a 6-drawer unit and it's from IKEA. It's really affordable. It's a really lovely glossy white that fits with everything else obviously, and it's just really good for storing paperwork, things that you don't want on display, receipts, especially if you're self-employed. It's great to be able to keep them all in one place, keep things really neat and tidy. Admittedly, some of the drawers aren't as tidy as I probably would like, but I do try and sort them out as much as possible. Obviously, as you guys know, I am a full-time blogger and freelancer. I do quite a bit of writing work, I obviously do YouTube. So this room is somewhere that I spend a lot of my time, and so I wanted to make it really lovely without cramping it too much. So I have kept things quite minimal. I do have a printer in here. I probably need to get a better one because this does just print in black and white. And I'm not sure if you can see, but right in the far corner there I do have another print in a black frame. This was actually a special print which was given to me by a relative. The artist actually did it especially for us. I'm not sure who it is. They have signed it at the bottom, but I can't make out what it says. But basically it's a really beautiful print of a man and a woman. The woman's wearing a red dress and they're doing some sort of salsa tango dance. The story behind that is obviously it's a lovely gift from a relative, and also I love to dance. I used to dance when I was a lot younger and I still dance when I've had one too many Prosecco's. So it's really nice to have that in the corner of the room, and that has a splash of red, so it's quite nice to inject a bit of colour into the room. And then right down here, as you can see, I do have my desk and my computer. So I invested in an iMac computer about 2 years ago now, actually. Obviously it's a very pricey investment, but I'm so glad I splashed out and treated myself, because it has proven to be invaluable in doing my work and really making my videos as high quality as I possibly can. So I do sit here for all of my work. I used to sit on the sofa on my laptop, and my laptop is down there. It's got a marble case over the top from Coco Lane. When I go away, obviously I do need to still work on the go, so I take my laptop with me, but everyday wise I do normally sit at my desk. I'm sure anyone that works from home will know that it is quite difficult to stay disciplined, especially when you don't have a set routine and you don't have a boss sort of looking over your shoulder telling you when your deadlines are. So you do have to be quite disciplined, and I love that I enjoy coming to this room. It's really special to me, it's really pretty. It's one of the only rooms in the house that is properly finished. And so I normally have my breakfast in the kitchen, so I kind of don't start the day then. And then at about 8 o'clock I will come in here, check my emails and start the day. Every day can be quite varied. I can be filming videos, I can be going out to events, I can be doing lots of different things. So having an iMac which you can just switch on, you don't have to really turn it off at the wall, it's ready and raring to go whenever you need it, is really, really handy. And if you are a blogger and you're looking to take the leap into full-time blogging, I always used to have Windows computers and I was a bit cynical about making the move over to Apple products, but I have no regrets. It's so much easier, and I honestly don't know what I'd do without that computer now. So I probably need to back it up on quite a few hard drives, because there's a lot of stuff on there, a lot of memories. And the background, as you can probably see, is actually a picture of David and I when we went to Mexico this time last year. We really wanted some winter sun, and we wanted to spend kind of the festive period somewhere a bit different, so we went to the Caribbean. We had the best trip. We didn't blog, we had a complete digital detox, and so that picture is a really lovely memory of that. I know that I now look really small, I've moved the camera up, but I just wanted to show you the light fitting, because this is a hexagonal chrome lampshade with a Philips LED bright white bulb. Now, if you are someone who works from home a lot and you find that during the winter when it's quite dark and dull and the lights are on energy saving mode and you feel like you get a bit tired or you get a bit anxious or anything like that, sometimes it can really help to get a bright white bulb. I'm definitely not an expert on these things, but I know that sometimes lighting can be connected to SAD, which people suffer from, which is seasonal affective disorder. So if that is something that you hadn't thought about, I hadn't thought about it until recently, if I'm totally honest, I would definitely recommend changing up your bulb, because it's made such a difference. And also the room isn't tinged yellow with the light bulb. So this lampshade is really, really pretty. It doesn't dim the light because it doesn't cover it, and it also really adds something to the room. So next up we have my bookshelf, which my dad actually recently built. The bookshelf itself is from a website called Wayfair. I do find that I order a lot of furniture from Wayfair, not only because it's super affordable, but also because it tends to be quite high quality. They also have some really helpful reviews on the website, so you can see exactly what other people have thought, whether it's easy to put together, and also whether it's going to break easily. So that's quite handy. This I've had no problems with. I think the bookshelf itself was about £60, so it was even cheaper than IKEA, and IKEA didn't actually offer a bookshelf wide enough to fit in this little nook. So I'm really pleased with how it looks, and I've got a couple of shelves that I do tend to film against, so I'm sure you'll recognise them. On the top shelf I do have some books there. Some of my favourite books at the moment include Emma Gannon's Control-Alt-Delete. I also love reading Girl Boss from time to time. There's also a really good new book from Sarah Knight, who I will link the book title in the description because I can't remember what it's called, but she writes some really great no-nonsense advice self-help books. So if you're not a fan of self-help books normally, these are not the traditional ones. They're actually really, really good, Really fun, not patronising, and I took a lot away from them, so I would highly recommend them. But anyway, that is my bookshelf. On the top, as you will see, I do have some bags that say Scarlet London on them, which are from some of the events that I've done. I did only have a few spare, but I thought I had to keep a couple in my office just to remind me. So they are up there. On the second shelf down, we have a few little bits. We have a print with some lipsticks on. I've got some artificial peonies because I can't keep flowers alive no matter how hard I try. I've also got an Instax pink camera. I've got a candle, and I also have some unicorn poo, as you do. I think a PR actually sent them to me, and they look so pretty. They're like swirly meringues with a sort of marble print effect in them, and I couldn't bear to let anyone eat them, so they are up on the shelf. On the next shelf down, which I'm not sure you'll be able to see just there, but I do have a reed diffuser. I have another print which Bista kindly sent me. It's a unique print by an artist that they work with, and it is so pretty, so unique, and I love it. I've obviously got some fairy lights going around one side of the bookshelf, which is where the festive, Christmassy side comes in, I suppose. I really like having them on because it just gives the room a little bit more of a cozy, festive feel. And then on the lower shelves, which you won't be able to see, I do have things that are very boring, like paperwork in marble boxes, which I got from TK Maxx. I also have some more exciting things actually. They are magazines and publications that I have previously been featured in, which is very, very exciting because when I started my blog back in 2011, I never imagined that this would lead me to so many amazing opportunities and also lead me to fulfill what I wanted to do and what I set out to do, which was to write. And so it's very exciting. This month I've been in Blogosphere magazine. I actually wrote a feature for them all about plastic surgery, so if you haven't read that, I would definitely recommend, I might be biased, but I would definitely recommend buying it and having a read. You can get it in WH Smith. And then I also have some spare reed diffusers down there because let's face it, you can never have too many reed diffusers. Also down here, sorry if I look a bit weird, I'm crouching so that I can get my head in the camera. This is my office chair that took months to come. This is from made.com, and I didn't realise when I ordered, because the stuff is so, so beautiful and it's actually really affordable as well, but you do have to wait for them to be made. I should have really taken heed in the name there. I should have realised, but I didn't, and it took about 12 weeks to come, but it was worth it. It's a really, really gorgeous chair. It's a material, it's really comfy, it's just at the right angle, it's adjustable, and it's on wheels. So I'm really, really happy with it. And then finally, the other corner of the room. I don't know whether you can see this properly. I will be doing cutaways where you will be able to see it properly, but this is my little armchair, and I say little, it's actually quite big. It takes up a large portion of the room. There is a story behind this one as well. So I actually walked into SCS because I really wanted a big armchair or a little armchair to fill this corner of the room, and I walked into SCS and I saw this chair in the window display alongside a corner sofa, and it had a few in the range. So it's this gorgeous like crushed velvet material, and full price it was about £800 for the swivel chair. So this is actually, it fits, you could probably fit about 3 or 4 people on it, and it does swivel. So it's quite a good little kind of compromise if you don't have enough room for a full sofa, but you did want something quite big in there. So I fell in love with this, and I was quite prepared to pay £800 for it. Looking back, I don't know why, because that is an awful lot of money for a chair. But anyway, I went inside and spoke to the guy, and he said it's your lucky day because we've actually had a double quantity ordered in the wrong colour, and it was actually in the colour that I wanted, and because it was obviously there and it was a wrong order for somebody else, they let me take it home for £190, including a footstool, which we actually gave away. But the chair itself I love. It's the comfiest thing ever, and sometimes I find myself watching YouTube videos on my Mac with just sitting there with a cup of tea and a blanket and a hot water bottle. I'm such a grandma, I know, but it is very exciting and I absolutely love it, and I feel like it's even better because it was a real bargain. So if you are looking for some sort of armchair or sofa, I would definitely recommend being a regular in your local sofa shops, because sometimes they'll have stock that hasn't meant to be ordered and they'll have it in the back room and they'll be able to give it to you. You don't have to wait a long time for it to be made and ordered, and often it'll be massively discounted. And finally, I also have a really gorgeous rug on the floor, which is from Next. And again, there is a story behind that. I won't bore you with all the details, but essentially it used to be on display, so instead of paying about £160, we paid 40, so that was really good. We do have grey stone tiles in here, so it's quite nice to have a bit of warm carpet fluff on the floor, especially in the winter mornings when it's really cold and you just don't want to have your feet hitting cold tiles. So I'm really impressed with that rug, and I love how it ties everything together. So I really hope you've enjoyed watching this video and that you've enjoyed seeing what my office looks like. I'd love to do more kind of interior stuff on my channel, so if you would like to see more room tours or maybe even a house tour, then please do let me know, because I'd be more than happy to film it and more than happy to show you. I know this hasn't been massively Christmassy, but I do have a couple of lights back there, and I thought it would be a really great opportunity to show you one of my favourite rooms in the house. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow for another Vlogmas video.